Hi, Vanessa Singh here. CSS, the most challenging week of this month. Not only because CSS can be tough to grasp, but trying to learn something new while being under the weather can make any task quite challenging. With that said, I want to first apologize if my voice sounds a bit different since I've been sick for the whole week. So much for a happy spring break. Most of the sections I work for the Rock Band website was following along the lecture videos provided by the instructor, but parts I had to research and figure out my own. Unfortunately, I was not able to complete the whole website, so I will be covering only on what I could accomplish. Starting with the background image. I set the background image in the header, and as you can see, I have two images, one being the grunge, which is this white PNG format image, and the band image, which is this big image that we see right here. I learned that by having the grunge first, it will have this image layered above the background image, which is the band, and then setting up the repeat and the position and size, notifying first for the grunge image and then second for the band image. Now the position for the band image, I set it up at this percentage because what I was trying to do, I was trying to have the navigation set above something that it will be darker, because I originally had it covered to cover completely this whole area, but what it caused is that the navigation was actually ended up somewhere around this area of the image, and what it's causing is, since the color of the text is gray color, it was not properly visible. So by setting the image to the percentage position that I set, we'll then have the navigation list above background that is a bit darker, so therefore the list could be visible. The next section I'm going to talk about is the live events section of the homepage. Yes, it is quite a mess right now, a mess which I haven't figured out yet how to fix it, though I may or may not have some changes to this section after uploading this video. I may or may not have the chance to continue working on my CSS before heading to my mini getaway, and hopefully by disconnecting from the tech world and getting rid of all the piled up stress during my vacation, I can return home and continue working with CSS with a clear mind, and hopefully I won't still be sick when I return. So on to the event section. I tried from inline blocking, floating to the left, floating to the right, and I don't know if I'm missing something or am I doing something wrong. I did some research, tried to get information, but I just couldn't get this to go to the right side while remaining, the city and state and the venue to remain, one above the other. So I'm gonna keep trying. Hopefully I'll get it fixed before I go to my vacation, but this is the code that I have for this section. I set up the headings and the task as best as I could to have it looked at similar to the design that it was set. So this is the design that I chose for the news page of the Rock Band website, and this is how it turned out to be. I'm actually a bit happy how it turned out. For being my first time working with CSS, it actually turned out pretty okay. And even though the JSON data that it was given to us besides the images and the title, it has a paragraph. So as you saw in the design, the chosen design, it doesn't have an option to put any paragraph or like a read more button. I set up the paragraph in a way that it could still be implemented on the page, since it is provided by the JSON file, but at the same time it won't alter the design, so it will still match the design that I chose for this page. I set up a container where the paragraph will appear above the article when the user hovered over it. Now, yes, it looks a little bit like a mess because for some reason the read more button, it overlaps the paragraph, and unfortunately I didn't have enough time to continue working on this project before Sunday midnight. I will still definitely still try before the end of this course to, I'll keep working on CSS, complete the other pages, and improve this little things that are kind of like out of order. Now, looking at my codes, what I did is I calculated the width 100% divided by 2, because that's what I wanted. I wanted two articles, two columns, one besides the other, subtracting 2 rem, which is the space in between the two articles. And for the transition for this part, I actually had to do some research because once again I'm very, very new with CSS. So I knew that there was a way to do this. I just didn't know exactly how to. So I did a little bit of research where it gave me some examples, and I just kind of like follow along the examples, but also making some changes to make the code work for my project. And as you saw previously, the container itself then came out quite exactly how I would like it to do, how I would like it to be showing. So I definitely need to do more research on this to make sure that it turns out better than how it actually turned out. So this is how my website looks so far. So this is my CSS project for this week. Even though it's not fully completed, I will still continue working, and hopefully I will have it completed or near to completion before the end of next week, or at least before the end of this course. Thank you for watching.